Welcome to the Femalepreneur Coach podcast. I am your host, Rebecca Barr. I am a transformational mindset and business coach and six-figure award-winning female entrepreneur. Ladies, I'm here to tell you that business and making money doesn't have to be hard when you're in alignment and flow. Inside this podcast, I will be showing you how to transform your mindset to program it for success, how to maximize your money vibrations, and how to redesign your business for ultimate financial and time freedom. You know you are meant to live an epic life. Now it's time to claim it. Hi ladies, welcome to another episode of the Femalepreneur Coach podcast. I'm your host, Rebecca Barr, and I'm super excited to share with you today something slightly different. So essentially, you'll see from the hook and the title of the episode that yesterday I was awarded the successful outcome of a court hearing, essentially. And I've really dilemmaed about whether to share it. There's still a certain element of not feeling good about the whole situation. But I really made a commitment when I started my podcast and became a business mentor that I would be sharing the good, the bad, the ugly of the business journey and behind the scenes of what I'm doing, what's working, what's not. So I felt like it would be an important conversation because I think what you see on social media typically is very much a highlights reel of the business entrepreneurial journey. Everybody in bougie clothes, great branding, on tropical islands. How great is it that I get time freedom and making a shed ton of money in my pants and doing no work? When the reality is, it's so much more than that. And there can be so many then other things that happen on the flip side. Like anything, there's duality in the journey of entrepreneurship. Sometimes it's incredible, and then other times you get these moments and these seasons where things aren't working well. And actually, do you know what? That is more reflective of the entrepreneurial journey. And as soon as you can reconcile that, and as soon as you can ensure that you've got your toolkit and you've got knowledge and support and community and accountability to move you through these things, those things don't become a thing anymore, and you can just keep it moving. So I'm going to obviously share some very top line details of what happened, but I'm not going to get into the detail of the hearing itself because if I'm really honest, I don't feel like that's a classy move. And this isn't like a haha, I was right episode. It is just coming from a place of value, what I learned from this experience and what I will obviously be ensuring going forwards into 2024. And maybe you can take some of those learnings yourself. So essentially, this was a situation where somebody had said that they didn't get a return on their investment with working with me, which obviously, I'm a human. It did impact me for a minute because, having to justify yourself, your method, your approach, all of the decisions that you made over a 6-month period, a year later, was a lot, especially with somebody with ADHD. Just trying to remember what I had for breakfast is a lot. And equally having to justify yourself as a woman. I'm an intuitively led business coach. Some things that I suggest aren't always orthodox and or make sense, but they always work out typically. And this was essentially the foundation, was that they hadn't made a return on their investment. They didn't think that I was very good. The sad thing is that there was no opportunity. I didn't see any of this coming. It completely blindsided me. We got to our last session after 6 months together and was then given this barrage of stuff in an attempt to essentially get a refund. That was the whole purpose of that conversation, was to essentially get a refund. Now, as it all worked out, it essentially, uncovered in the court hearing that not only did she make a return, she almost tripled her investment, and that was on conservative figures that she hadn't disclosed. So it was very just a incredible moment for me when I realized that I had done a good job. Everything did make sense. It was working out. But equally, for me as an entrepreneur, and don't feel the need, honestly, I'm good. It was a moment where I was a bit oh, why? All I've tried to do is help somebody, and then this has come back negatively. But equally, I'm good. And this isn't my first rodeo in terms of people making accusations and I've been in business 9 years, and there's a lot of people, when people think you're successful, that will try to leverage that as an opportunity for them to shortcut their own success. They will target you because they believe that you're successful and that you can essentially give them money. So it wasn't the first time that I've kind of had a bit of a shakedown, essentially. But for me, it was a great moment of growth because I realized that how far I've come. Like, this doesn't phase me, it doesn't affect me. I was a HR manager back in the day in my corporate career, and we would often, I'd get approached from people that are like, oh, if you don't pay me this or pay me to go away, I'm going to say this, I'm going to go to socials, I'm going to report you, like da da da. And the 99% of the people never do a single thing, and it's just an attempt to, like I say, feel like, I've got something, I'm onto a winner, I can get a quick payday. And I guess as one human to another, there is no shortcut to success in life. Yes, you can absolutely invest in a mentor and they will shortcut your success journey. They will tailor strategies to make it easier for you to get to the good part of business. But if you are investing in somebody purely just to get an ROI on that investment, then you are really goddamn missing out on the whole point of that process and the beauty that is available to you in that relationship of being seen, of being heard, and of being supported. It is not just about the goddamn money. You are so much more deserving than just that. So that's what made me really sad, I guess, is that we'd done so much intangible work together that had really got her mindset in a great place also, I thought. And it just made me really sad that it was like, one conversation with a third party that wasn't her had skewed her view on the whole journey together. And that just made me really sad. So, and again, I'm still sad about this. So it is what it is though. But I would say, like I say, if you're only investing in a mentor to get an extra zero, then you're really missing out on that beautiful relationship and moment in time where you get to be fully supported in whatever way you want to be in your business. And that's what I love about what I do, is that I'm working with women who are multifaceted, that have many different layers, lots of different journeys, stories, traumas, like incredible highs, incredible lows, money mindset. Like, we go into so many different areas around the business, other than the business, because one thing I feel really passionate about as women is that we focus on the wholeness. Success in one area of life is not success, in my opinion. Having, a really incredible bank account, a business that feels super aligned, one that enables you to do your soul's purpose and work, one that you feel really confident in showing up in, one that isn't encouraging you to sacrifice other areas of your life. That for me is the holy grail. And that's essentially what we did. We reduced our hours, we up leveled other aspects of her business and her life, we got her a support team, and she just literally put no value on any of that, and that made me really sad. But anywho, the whole purpose of this episode is to share what I took as takeaways from that. And like I say, it isn't a haha, I won. It was just a couple of things. So for me, the biggest thing is this client came to me on a deal, essentially a Black Friday deal. I should have known and listened to my intuition. When we had our initial conversations, there was a little bit of fear around that investment, but I was really confident based on the information that she gave me that, girl, we're fine. Like, you are sitting on so many opportunities to monetize your business. Even if you just did 1/10 of that, like, you're going to make money, it's going to be fine. And as a coach, you have to have like that confidence and conviction in not only yourself but your client's ability to get results. Already an established business owner, why the hell would you not? Obviously what she told me wasn't true, or certain elements weren't necessarily completely true. So the information, the decision and the confidence that I had in her was based on information that wasn't strictly true. So again, I don't think I could have done anything different in that process. But what it did highlight to me was that when you discount your services, it can attract a buyer who is coming from a place of scarcity and lack, and they're only jumping in at this point not because they're ready, not because they're excited, but because they're saving money and because it feels like a bargain. Whoever wants to work with somebody from that place, and I actively discourage people from working for me if it feels like too much of a stretch in that moment. There's a different energy around, this feels like a bit of a stretch, I'm so excited, oh my god, to this has to work. I've got absolutely no backup plan. I've got nothing in reserves. Like, this has to work. I don't want to work with people at that stage of business because, like I say, there's so much more. And this isn't a cop out that I can't get results, because absolutely I could, if that was the only primary objective, I can give you 100 things that you can do all goddamn day long that will make money in your business, but will probably not feel aligned, might feel like pulling teeth, could feel like hard work, and probably won't be sustainable. So why would I want to do that when my whole values system is based on the fact that business needs to be sustainable? For me, you getting a quick win, a high, a false high in your business in terms of cash sales, that as especially as a money mindset mentor, that you can then not sustain or hold, and you self-sabotage left, right, and center. How is that a win for me? That doesn't feel good in anything that I want to do. Anyone can teach you how to make money. It's really just a fucking maths equation. Like, there's not much science to marketing, but not many people can teach you to do it in a sustainable way, to be able to tailor their approach to your individual nuances of you as a person, as a human that's multifaceted and multi-layered, and also your industry and your skill set and your human design. Like, all of that needs to be factored in order to have a sustainable business, because otherwise, yes, you can make money, but can you sustain it? Probably not. And like I say, my intention for all of my clients is that they take what we've learned, they use it then as a platform and a leverage to go on and on and on to more and more incredible success. Not necessarily more, because more doesn't always equal more, but whatever that looks like to them, it's like I give them the ball and then they run with it. If I did that in a way that they could literally fall apart when I am not propping them up, then that is not a good business mentor, in my opinion. That is somebody who has based the whole program around them, not their client. And for me, that was just kind of confirming I didn't do a Black Friday deal this year. I have done no sales all year. Occasionally on my funnel, I'll offer a discount for my money mindset program because I believe so much in the work that I'll incentivize people to take action. But I don't discount my services anymore because that was just the universe giving me that reminder. And typically these things come up as a nudge from the universe, like, girl, you shouldn't be doing this. I went against all of my best intentions. She'd already had a bad experience with a previous business coach. And I think supposedly, and again, should have been a red flag because she was blaming the coach. She wasn't taking any accountability for her own part in that process, which I can now surmise that probably wasn't necessarily solely the other person's fault. It's an exchange, isn't it? You've both got to take your part. Even in this hearing, I take my part in that process. And I've taken away notes and things that I can up level. This isn't like, well, I'm great, they're awful. It is just like, okay, interesting. There's some things here that I have now had that feedback I can tighten up on. And if I'd had the feedback sooner and it hadn't felt like a hustle, I am going to wait till the last session, go to every call, attend every event, go like be an active part of your community. And I'm going to wait to the last thing and then ask for a complete refund. Like, that's when it just didn't feel right to me. But here's the thing, like, you need to, like I say, be in integrity with your prices. If your price is your price and you believe that you are worthy, and not necessarily that you're worthy, but the program is worthy, and you believe in the stuff that you're delivering, stop discounting it. You're only going to attract somebody that it wasn't otherwise ready to invest. And there is a buyer at every level. This is why I always support my clients in building out smart offer ladders that allow their clients and audience and prospective clients to join them at whatever stage in the journey that they're at whatever price point feels aligned, so that they can really meet them with where they're at in a really good place and ensure that the exchange of energy is really like equal. Not I have gone all out. Like, I've got clients now that would love to invest at high levels, but they already have programs that have maxed out their credit cards, overdrafts. I know of people that have been encouraged to remortgage their house to get into financial jeopardy and debt in order to invest in a mentor's program. Does that mentor give a shit about their results? Absolutely not. They care about their results. And that is, for me, I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in karma and energy and your karmic debt. None of that feels good to me. So I would rather, and again, this was just a nudge from the universe that was like, I told you, this, stop doing this. I think as soon as she said she'd had that bad experience, it was like the protector in me stepped forward and was like, I've got you. Like, I would never do that to you. Let me help you. Like, da da da. And she kind of played on that a little bit. So that was where I then stepped forward more than I should have done, when really I should have just maintained my boundaries and allowed her to step forwards, and possibly things would have been different from the offset because the expectation would have been different. So that is massive learning curve for me, but maybe that is also something that I can pass on to you, is around not discounting your services and sacrificing short-term gain for long-term pain in your business. And this was the thing, like, this hearing was pivotal. So let me tell you, like, this judge had no understanding of what the services that I offer as a business and mindset coach or as a money mentor. Like, he was looking at it very black and white in terms of the exchange of the value and the terms of the contract. So obviously, you know, there was an element of, I don't know how this is going to go, because he doesn't understand my industry. He doesn't understand the intangible benefits of the work that I do. And if he had ruled in her favor, this would have kind of blown my current business model out of the water, because I would have seen that I'm no longer protected. And as you know, a mum with 5 kids, I can't possibly have a business model that allows me to deliver, show up for every call, do my part, do as much as I can, instruct my team to support for half a year, and then not get paid at the end of it. Like, that's not a business model that I want to really put my time and energy into any longer. And it really hurt me that that might be a prospect of my business, is that I can't work with clients on a one-to-one basis, and I can't continue doing the work that I love because I've got kids, and I can't put myself in that financial jeopardy. And if he had gone in that way, this would have impacted business coaches everywhere. So not only business coaches, but any coaches that are supporting their clients with any sort of, you know, intangible work as well as the external. So I'm so grateful that, again, he took it back to like the contract terms, and he was like, you have delivered, over delivered, more than delivered on what you said that you would. And I am so confident in the value that she has received in exchange. Well, it's like triple the initial investment. So like, you're good, basically. And that just gave me the little green tick that I can now go away and, you know, build my business in confidence, that as long as I am showing up. So I'm kind of jumping around, but the first point obviously that I wanted to mention was around is ensuring that you obviously never discount your services, ensuring that you know that you are giving good energy and value in exchange for the compensation of your services. So that's the thing as well. Like, at any point, I could have easily refunded her money and just told her to piss off, just to be done with it, just to have it off my energetic plate and not allow it to affect my energy. It wasn't the money, it was the principle. It was the principle of, if I say, okay, for an easy life, I'm going to have sacrificed 6 months of my time and my team's time and time away from my kids, take the money and go. What am I opening the floodgates for going forwards? And equally, when I really sat with it, like hand on heart, I was like, do I feel like I did a good job? Do I, in good confidence, because, you know, there's other ways of making money that are easier rather than harder. You know, I've got passive income streams. If somebody wasn't happy with the program there, let's be honest, I haven't really put anything into it. Like, I created the product, and yes, I'm leveraging years of experience and all the things, but I'm not personally delivering that. So if somebody wanted a refund, like, I'm not going to be so mad about it. I'm not going to hold on to that. But where this felt like, no, in my heart, I know that there wasn't any moment throughout that process where I was like, fuck it, that will do. Like, everything was the highest possible good for her, and or what I believed was her highest good, and what she had told me was her highest good, and her motivation and her goals and all the things, which I believe probably were, but like I said, external parties got involved at the end of the process that perhaps changed that view. If I honestly, in my heart, could not say that, then I would have refunded the money. But I knew that I had done all I could. There wasn't anything left on the table. Like, we had completed so many projects during this time, and I was really proud of the progress that we made. So much so that the week before, she was going to continue working with me. And it was just one other person in her ear that then changed that whole narrative on the last session together. So yeah, so it's like, ensure that if you are receiving people's money, if you are taking their money, you are doing it with integrity. Because if you ever then have to sit across from somebody for it was 2 days, and it, like, the last session was 4.5 hours, justifying everything that you've done. And I've had to do this before in my previous businesses with HMRC, because I had a 90% cash business and 3 days of audits. Like, you have to be so fucking sure that you have done everything that you know to be true and to be right, and that you have given that equal exchange of value in compensation for your work. And I could sit there with it conviction. And again, lots of times they were like, sure you don't want to settle, sure you don't want to do this. And I was like, no. I was like, if somebody objectively looks at all of the things and tells me that I am no good at what I do, I will take that on the fucking chin, and I will look at myself. But as far as I believe in my heart and my soul, I have done a good job, and I can justify every decision, every part of the strategy, every process. I'm good. I believe in myself, and I believe in the values that I hold so dear. I believe in my integrity. Okay, let's see what happens. And ultimately, it was ruled in my favor. So you have to be able to be honest with yourself and do that same thing. Obviously ensuring that you never discount your services, but also make sure that you are protecting yourself. Now, I remember again from my HR days that it would be like the really kind managers that would be the ones that go above and beyond for their teams, that would always be the ones that would then be at the risk of, you know, having to overturn decisions to reinstate past team members that they'd fired because they hadn't followed the process. And for them, it was because they didn't believe that either it was going to come to this, they didn't believe that people would turn around and get nasty afterwards, and that, you know, they gave people as a whole, as a collective, a lot more credit than they should have done. They would like try appeal to people's better nature, like get them to turn around their behavior without documenting anything, that which then meant and give them the benefit of the doubt, which then meant when it came to trying to dismiss somebody that they've literally had enough with, we've got no evidence to support any of that. And they'd be like, but they know because I've spoken to them, we've talked about it, and it's like, but if it's not documented, it doesn't count, and the business is at risk. Now you need to start thinking about yourself as a business owner and a CEO, as well as the person that is working in the business, and ensuring that you are protected, because it would always be those lovely people that had the good intentions that would then be personally at risk, and again having to justify themselves and their actions and everything they've done, which is not a nice process to go through ever, at a tribunal, when somebody then turns around and says, yes, I might have been like drunk, not turned up, been abusive and all the things, but you've got no evidence of that. So all for me as a victim, because everybody loves to revert back to victim mindset, is I didn't do anything wrong and you've just sacked me. So obviously it's because of XYZ, and they'll connect the dots in their own way that serves them. And it would be those poor people that I would be like, if you just like done what I'd asked you to do, and, you know, documented a few things and protected yourself so that you didn't have to be in this position, then, you know, we wouldn't have to be in this position. So for you as a business owner, it's great to trust your clients and be like, oh, they're grateful, they're good people, like I don't need to worry about these things, like privacy policies, contracts, agreements, and all of the things. Even I've had this year with affiliates that I have been in partnership with, that then it's gone sour, that have threatened me with legal action because I'm no longer endorsing their products. And I'm like, but I don't believe in your products. And they're like, but you need to endorse it. And I'm like, no. And I've again had legal support and advice that has said, no, you don't need to actually. And I'm not prepared to compromise my values, because that's all you fucking got in life is your reputation and your values, essentially your soul. You know, like you can make all the money in the world, but if you don't have a soul at the end of it and you don't have success in other areas of your life, what the hell is the point? And I truly believe in that. So, you know, call me a martyr or whatever, but I believe in that. So you know, when I say this hasn't been my first rodeo, it's been a lot. And I'm so grateful this year that I have gone through these steep learning curves and level ups in my personal boundaries, in all of the things, that the way that I conduct my business, in the measures that I have in place, the support systems that I have to allow me to do what I want to do and support the women that I want to support, whilst being protected and supported. And I'm going to pop some details below for the incredible woman that has supported me with some of the challenges that I've had this year. She has a membership. It's literally like £44. I would definitely encourage you, if you are a small business owner, to have access to that. And I'll pop the link in all of the show notes, my Facebook group, all of the things, because as much as, I've got a contractual background, people are going to have you second guessing yourself and all the things. So again, even more reason to have community, to be supported, to not be alone on this entrepreneurial journey, because there will always be curveballs and shitstorms that come up. That's just an accurate representation of the entrepreneurial journey. And it would be, remiss of me to say it's any different. Even now, the only difference for me now is I've got learned wisdom and a toolkit, and I know where to go if things don't work out or take a dark turn. And equally, I know the spiritual meaning to these things too. So I'm also happy to take accountability for my part, look for the lesson and the opportunity for continual growth in this. It's no coincidence to me that we're about to end this year and this matter has been resolved in my favor. As I now move into 2024, which is all around letting go of the things that don't serve you, this is one thing that I don't need to take into the new year. And I'm so excited about that. I've taken the lesson and I've taken the up leveling boundaries and systems and processes and contracts and all of the things. And I am ready to go, so hopefully you've got some value from this episode. So it is around, ensuring that you are integrity and you are giving an equal exchange of value for the compensation that you're receiving for your work, that you aren't discounting your prices, because short-term pain for long-term gain is never worth it. Hang on, no, ran the other way. It's never worth it. And also ensuring that you are treating your business like a business and that you aren't winging it and half-assing it so that you then leave yourself exposed. Obviously, thank you so much for listening to my story. I hope you've seen the value. This is not my attempt to bash anybody or be like, ha, bitch, don't come for me, because actually I just think it's a very sad situation. I don't really feel like there's any winners other than the lessons that I've taken from this, and I'm also very grateful for the opportunity to have that confirmation that what I am doing is right. So obviously, equally, if you're a coach or a service provider, this lesson, this ruling, this verdict has hopefully given you some comfort that you have legal protection as well to do what you do without, having to worry purely on the external and intrinsic metrics, like the financial metrics, essentially. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Let me know your takeaways. I will pop the link for the legal lady that I mentioned, and have a great day. Please make sure you like, comment and subscribe, because I want to give you even more value in 2024. And obviously the more people that I can support in this way, the more value that I can share. Thank you for listening to this episode. It's been amazing to share this time with you, and I feel honoured to be part of your journey. If you've loved what you've heard, had an aha moment or found value in this episode, then please do like, comment and share. I would love to connect with you on Instagram and Facebook, so come and find me, and I look forward to helping you build your epic life.